Okay.
I guess we
Bad file path. Shut up. You're a bad file path.
didn't.
Alright. What is up, people? We've got here today for episode 3, the real episode 3. We've got
We never had an episode 3. What are you talking about?
there is no episode 3 except for right now where there is.
Yeah.
Eric, could you please post the link to this, by the way? Like, repost it, because now there's a new link.
I'm
Anyways,
reloading.
can our guest introduce themselves, please? Not talking a lot.
Sure.
Being very good at their job.
Hi, I'm Owen.
He's
I
a
like
Pokemon
Pokemon.
expert. We got a Pokemon expert. We're talking about Pokemon. You've been
I
pranked.
do a lot of Nuzlocks. Do a lot of Pokemon challenges.
Yeah, they don't care about that. What they do care about is the fact that you're here to talk about real world hot topics.
Oh yeah.
No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're here to talk about politics.
Alrighty.
Yeah. We're gonna You're here to talk about like activism.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like
personally think the radical left should
hey,
radical red.
Hey, don't finish that sentence.
We asked you to talk about politics.
No
Like,
one said anything
play
about politics,
Pokemon
man.
Radical Red.
Okay, you know what? That's good actually. That's kind of a funny one.
Yeah, that's a good segue.
It's all right.
Yeah, man.
All right. So.
Okay, yeah. So, Pokemon ethics. Those are two things that have probably never been thought about in too much detail before together. Why don't we think about them right now?
So like,
am I good?
Pokemon are like crazy and very powerful.
Right.
But if they were in real life, I think there would be an apocalypse. But say that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
There'd have to be a lot of laws.
Yeah.
Like,
and just
wow,
politics.
Wow. No, it's more like it's like geopolitics. Like, this is fine, you know? This is fine to talk about on the internet. I think.
So if we're talking about Pokemon existing in real life, are we going by full Pokedex is correct?
Maybe we
well,
do
no,
that.
because Magcargo would cause the heat death of the universe.
You gotta be kidding me. He's the temperature of the surface of the sun, not the center of the sun. Right. He wouldn't cause a supernova or anything. He would make his immediate surroundings. He's a small guy. He would make his immediate surroundings burn up and die. But, like, as long as you're in a different state, I think you'd be fine, probably.
How many Magcargos do you think exist?
One. The Magcargo, right?
So there's only one of each Pokemon that exists?
Well, no, the other ones are species, but I thought Magcargo was like the Magcargo, you know?
So we gotta think about, like, what,
hey, wait, okay, Owen, you're smart. What is Magcargo evolved from?
Magby.
Good question.
Oh, yeah. I hate Magby.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what laws would exist to protect Pokemon, I would punch a Magby.
Its head looks like popcorn, and its face is a duck.
And whenever I play a Pokemon game with Magby in it, they always manage to just be there and make me sad. Chat is not working, by the way. I don't know.
Huh. Oh, I think the thing that you have is stuck in the blooper, the non-real one.
That's fine. No one's gonna be watching this anyways, so.
Alright.
It's not like there's gonna be a chat.
So.
Yeah, whatever.
That's optimism for you. Okay, yeah, so assume there's one of every legendary and mythical, and all the other ones are, like, full species. Discuss.
Yeah.
No, discuss.
Yeah,
alright. So what type of ethics are we, like, discussing right now?
Like, battle, conservation, ownership, I don't know, all the ethics.
the first thing
First
that comes
off,
to mind
like,
for me, is airplanes. I don't know why, but say you let your Pokemon go like on an airplane, just wander or whatever.
Okay,
I
like
feel
whatever
like that might
Pokemon
not
do.
be safe.
Yeah,
But then there's also the fact that they're pretty sentient.
right, so you could probably
So,
tell it like, hey, maybe don't like break the plane.
yeah.
right.
Well, are pets allowed on planes? I don't know. I don't
Um,
really have
I
pets.
believe if I believe you can bring emotional support animals. So if you have like a small dog
Okay.
because you have anxiety, you could bring said small dog.
All right.
I think
So
I
it's
heard
the reasoning. It's not.
I think I heard about one time a lady tried to bring a turkey and claim it was an emotional support turkey, which like honestly, based. But
Based,
we're not talking
yes.
about her though. She
Based.
might not have even done that.
Okay.
Thanksgiving is
Well,
over. We do not talk about that.
thinking about like airplanes and Pokemon being real, a good chunk of Pokemon can learn the move fly,
That's
which
true.
already means that, like they can
Oh,
fly in the
right.
sky. You can ride on them. I guess there's technically a 10% risk of being unsuccessful because it's 90% accurate,
That's in
but
battle. That's if you're doing like a dive bomb
in battle.
attack.
Yeah.
And under
But I feel
pressure as
like,
well.
yeah. So I guess you can still get hit by thunder and
That
lightning,
is
but that's the
true.
same as any airplane. And you're much smaller than it's much smaller than an airplane. Um,
You'd probably have
and let's see, what
right.
Oh, dude, freaking! Oh my God.
Pokemon
Okay, no, I just
flies?
remembered. Okay, so in Oras, there's okay, so like there's the part where there's like the huge like apocalyptic weather war, right? And Steven has like somewhere to be, so he flies away to somewhere, and someone pointed out that there is like a raging like hurricane thunderstorm, and the only Pokemon he has that like we've ever been able to confirm that he, yeah, out of all the Pokemon we know that he's ever had, the only one that can learn Fly is Skarmory. So he took off in a thunderstorm hurricane on a metal bird.
That is a strong bird.
Yeah.
That's a strong-willed man right there.
True.
He had places to be.
Uh,
Well, I guess a metal bird is just a plane.
Yeah, but you're on a bird and you're going to be hit by lightning because that's what metal does.
Oh, I see. Well, not in Pokemon. Steel isn't weak to electric.
okay.
Whatever, man.
Because science,
Science
yeah,
is so amazing.
yeah, no comment.
Yeah, science, full stop, punctuation. Anyways, Owen,
Okay.
were you about to say more stats and stuff?
So, yeah, a
Because
lot
I know you'd
of
like to.
Latios's Pokedex entries say that it can fly faster than a jet plane,
So can Garchomp.
right?
Well, okay, Latios and
And
Latios,
then,
they stay hidden though. I feel like because they're legendaries,
Yeah,
so they're only looking for like game protagonists.
they are their own things.
Yeah, but I guess
Off.
if
so
you
now the list of flying type Pokemon with around that speed or higher.
Uh,
well, the Pokemon
Give
that
me
can
some
learn
time.
Fly. Wait, can Garchomp? Garchomp can't actually learn Fly though, right?
I don't think it can.
I
So
know
there's
Golurk could.
Ninjask, which seems entirely
That seems like
impractical.
that shouldn't. That should be more of an in-battle Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aerodactyl, which, I
I
mean,
could see
fossils should.
Aerodactyl.
We're
Maybe.
saying fossils do come back.
Well, yeah,
Crobat,
fossils would exist.
seems too small. Wait, okay, there's actually this guy that made this video on what Pokemon could fly
Yeah, I saw that,
in real life.
and it was like
y-
none of them. And I feel like there would be regulations on certain Pokemon because if you had a Golurk that could no fly, that
yeah.
in itself would be terrorism. I feel like.
Well, it's like a
Okay,
rocket, right?
Yeah, but it's a
yeah,
rocket that you own and you can tell it to do stuff. Like, hey, go crash into that country.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's fair.
go attack Russia or something. I don't know.
Well, I guess they'd have the right defenses against it because
It's a
too
Golurk,
powerful.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Also,
guess
Yeah.
they would.
thinking about it,
Any water type,
um,
probably. Grass knot. Just use grass knot. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Owen?
um, from the perspective of like, if there's Pokeballs in the real world, we just put the Pokemon in a Pokeball and put that in like luggage
Oh yeah,
or like in your
TSA.
pockets.
TSA would have to check for Pokeballs. Yeah, like any
Yeah.
Pokemon on a plane would have to be out of its
Yeah.
Pokeball all the time.
Why?
Because then they know that it's not gonna like. Because if you have like a Pokeball in your in your suitcase, who's to know if it's your pet Mareep or a freaking exploding Golem? That'd be
Right.
bad, by the way.
That is just
Okay.
straight up
Yeah.
Also,
really
any
bad.
psychic type Pokemon would make hijacking a plane way too easy. I'm just saying.
Oh crap.
Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
even have
So it
to.
Well,
just sounds like
You wouldn't even have to hurt the pilot.
yeah. Another
so it just
thing.
sounds like there's a lot of Pokemon that are so powerful that it's just the threat of having them be used for bad stuff.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's
And
effectively
like
weapons.
in like the anime in the games, everybody's like cartoonishly happy unless they're an evil team, right?
Right. I can see that. Yeah.
Or they like good
Yeah, they're
good
just like
natured.
super helpful and
But
kind and stuff.
in the real world, where like every other person has some kind of bad intention in some way or
Even I've
something,
got bad
right?
intentions. And that's on the internet now.
Right. With that kind of
That's
powerful,
right. I'm gonna kill Eric.
uh, uh um,
Anyways, what were you saying?
I okay, yeah, with that kind of powerful creature on your side that you could befriend and destroy things with, I don't know if society could exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
that
know how
see that's
that would
where
I
be
think
feasible.
there's like
That's where the
if there were
legendaries
like
come in.
a select few Pokemon that are weak and don't have crazy elemental powers. Like first of all, I feel like all fire types.
all fire
Um
types would be regulated at least,
yeah, will be
as
Yeah,
well as like
regulated,
poison types,
including
psychic types.
Magcargo and its
Okay,
re-evolution.
we're not doing. Wait,
okay.
yeah. What is its Prevo though? I know it's not Magby because that evolves into Magmar.
Um hmm.
Pyukumuku.
It's not Pyukumuku. Oh,
It's
and I need
Pyukumuku.
help here. This is critical. Come on,
Yeah,
we're wasting
I'm
time here,
pretty
man. Can you just
sure
say it? Like I know
it's
you know it.
Panda. It's
I think it
Slugma.
starts with an S.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it does. It does. Anyways, um,
I think all the starters would be fine, even if it's like, I mean, what's a pretty destructive one? I guess,
literally all the Gen 1 starters. You've got bioterrorism, and Blastoise.
Yeah.
well,
Or I guess
I think that they're easy
eco-terrorism,
to control.
Yeah.
terrorism, bioterrorism, and Blastoise.
They're probably the least wild of
Why?
the
That is true.
big,
But
big
like
powerful
some of the
Pokemon, right?
starters,
Explain how Meganium is
They can
less
control
wild than
themselves.
Charizard.
I don't know about
Um,
starters.
I
I guess
think
they'd have to be like specifically bred to be like kind of docile, you know. But then I
Right.
guess if you wanted to use
Yeah.
them, so there'd have to be some sort of way, because if you wanted to use them for Pokemon battling, like if you wanted to battle your Pokemon, um, you wouldn't want to have like a docile and useless starter then, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like this isn't meant to be real.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
That is such an insane thought.
Yeah. But I
I don't
think
know why you
so
would
we've
think
kind of
that.
established that fire types overall are just they're gonna have to be regulated.
Yeah, I feel like
Going through the types,
fire, poison, and psychic types would have to be like they'd have to
Yeah.
have some laws about
And I
that.
think maybe like electric or something.
Eh,
Or I
Yeah,
just
really,
a lot of the elemental ones.
I
electric
mean,
is pretty
really, all
dangerous.
electric types do is just
Yeah.
make electricity. Like, oh,
Yeah.
watch out! They could be an alternative to solar power. Like, no, no one. Okay, I mean,
Watch out, they could electrocute you.
I guess, but what? Are we gonna just ban
Um,
every Pokemon that can like attack things? Because like they
I
all
don't
do
know.
that actually.
Yeah,
Except
Yeah.
Magikarp.
I think
Magikarp
going
don't do
back to
that.
the types, I think it makes sense to ban anything that can explode.
Yes, all the
yeah.
circles, all of the sphere Pokemon. Um,
Maybe not ban, but
Um,
like maybe you have to have a license
yes,
of some kind.
yeah, yeah. We could call that the Golurk
yeah.
license, based on the
I think
original
outside,
thesis that
yeah,
Golurk dangerous.
Right.
But
yeah.
the license is to own any Pokemon that like is
I
heavy
think
and
out,
can learn fly, can just like any like particularly dangerous Pokemon, you need a license. Yeah.
I also think there might be some moves that you might want to restrict, because, like, I don't know how you do that, but, like, there's a lot of ground types that I don't think would cause much problems, but they can cause earthquakes of great
Right.
magnitude.
Right.
And
They've got like an earth power to them, you know?
it's pretty clear that
Yeah.
just straight up creates cracks in the
Now if you
ground.
were an
I mean,
Ampharos
that's what it
though.
is. But
If you were an Ampharos, you would eat that up. But I
the,
guess all the other Pokemon out there are gonna want to be careful of that, yeah.
all of them?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, all the other ones. I mean, except for like non-grounded Pokemon, obviously. Yes, I'm a bird, and oh my god, the Earth! I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Do you
Fighting
think?
types, I think, like,
I had something to
No, no,
say. I
they're
had
fine.
something to say.
Fighting
Okay,
types
so
yeah,
are
you
like,
fine.
can go.
we know that the police exist in Pokemon. You know, like there are,
Yeah.
like both in the games and anime, there is a police force. But do you think the police might have to take action against Pokemon in real life? Like if there was like a Drifloon like loitering around, do you think the police would be like, "Hey, you're under arrest for probable kidnapping," and they'd go and like interrogate it?
Oh, right. Oh, dang.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
yeah,
don't know, because
Drifloon
then
would
that's bringing
probably.
up, like, so far we've only talked about how what people could do with Pokemon,
Yeah, that
not just what Pokemon would do
yeah, that
being
and that could also bring up issues
intelligent
of like
creatures.
police brutality.
Yeah.
Anyways, that got really quiet. Uh, um, someone say something, please.
Yeah,
Okay,
going
wait, wait.
back to the types. Fighting
Yes,
types.
fighting types. What
Um,
about them?
I feel like a
I
lot of the
forgot they
weaker ones would be fine. They're just like martial artists and those exist.
Right, like yeah, like
really.
Machop.
Um,
Like,
Machop is just a
but
kid who likes
people
to hit
that
things.
yeah,
Maybe you would have
but
to
then
go.
stuff
They
like
could have like training centers that you go to like
yeah,
like refine their craft and yours, I guess, if you're like a black belt, black
mm,
belt trainer class. That's so stupid. Why are they
wait.
all black belts? Like they can't
I'm
all be black belts, right? That's so dumb.
well, if you're not a black belt, maybe you're not able to use fighting
You're
types
not
well.
allowed to have a Machoke if you're not a black belt
that's
in jujitsu.
that's the law. Specifically in Machoke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anything else is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pangoro, frickin'
I feel like
Girder. What else? Mienfu, Mienshao,
Meditite.
Medicham.
Hitmonchan and
Yeah,
Lee.
everything else is fine,
Oh.
but Machoke, no, straight to Pokemon jail.
Yeah.
Straight to people jail,
Okay.
actually.
We kind of covered
Since
electric types
Pokemon jail would
already.
be a thing, probably.
Okay. Grass types, I think for the most part would be fine. The one issue would be like
Powder moves.
spores and all the statuses that
Yeah,
they can
Every
that's
inflict.
every
just hard
powder
to deal
move.
with.
Yeah, they have a lot of dangerous status conditions. Yeah, you can you could you could assassinate someone. Yeah, you like you plant like leech seeds in their shoes or something, and then like they put their shoes on and they just start dying.
And like grass knot or something.
Well, I mean, I guess
Well, in the shoe, I was thinking, and
Banana
then
slip
now
sound
they can.
effect.
You could yeah, actually no, grass knot would be fine.
Yeah, grass knot's just a
Yeah.
thing they can
So
do.
I've come to the realization that if Pokemon were real, right, I think people would just not own, like casually own strong Pokemon
Because
because that's such a
because
hazard.
you would need a license and you'd need to do like
That's
training.
true.
There'd probably be some fees, maybe.
That's true. But people would only own like I don't know, the dog Pokemon like Lillipup or something.
I don't know, man. Some of those
You
dog
wouldn't.
Pokemon can. I mean, like Houndoom, dude. Houndoom literally, like if it like gets mad at some stray cat and it like burns them like a little bit, that stray cat's gonna be in agony
They wouldn't be
forever.
allowed though. They wouldn't be allowed then.
Yeah.
That's like I guess it'd be the equivalent of training your dog to bite people on site by having a
Yeah, I guess you
hazard.
can't do that, can you? Or yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
it'd be like how most apartments won't let you have pit bulls. Like just like
Yeah.
most landlords would be like, you can't have a Houndoom actually.
Yeah.
But then some of them will
I
be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever.
I guess that would also be like having a hippo as a pet by having something,
Jesus.
which I don't think
Which you could do
yeah,
with
you'd be
Pokemon as
allowed to
well.
do.
It'd be an even worse idea because then if your hippo got like a little moody or something, boom, now you've got sand everywhere. So much sand. Oh my god. Please get this
Right.
sand out of my couch and my shoes and my socks and all of my clothes and my food. Please
It's
God, I hate
coarse
sand.
call a
and it's
sandbulance.
rough and it gets everywhere.
Sand.
What about
Yeah.
evolutions? Evolutions feel like
Ooh.
they're supposed to be pets, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
But they're
good.
kind of
I could
dangerous
see
though.
like
That'd
I
be
could
like
see
having a
like
snake as a pet.
Umbreon. Um
Umbreon. So would they be like base level,
Umbreon,
like every like
Eevee,
yeah? Instead of being like, hey, do you
Sylveon.
have like yeah, like hey, do you have like a cat or a dog? Or it'd be like, hey, what evolution do you have? And you'd be like, oh yeah, I got like Glaceon or whatever.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm more of a Umbreon person myself.
I feel
People
like if we
joke.
Yeah.
joke about
I feel like
Vaporeon
the
on
only
stream, we
ones
will get killed.
yeah. So
Like
I'm
if we
gonna
even
mention it in a way that isn't joking, but just that it like
hey guys, did
ignoring
you
all the
know?
stuff. Frick you. And not frick Vapor.
Didn't have to say that, but anyways, what were you about? What were you gonna
Okay.
say? What are you gonna? What is it?
Uh I feel
That's coherent.
like water types in general are less dangerous than the other
Water
elements
types are
because water is
fine.
already a common
They might just
element
be
of our world.
annoying a
Yeah,
little
like they
bit.
don't really do much. I feel like a lot of them are either calm or they're strong enough that you wouldn't want to have them anyways. Like they're just chill.
Like
You've got like Quagsire, um,
We get sand and mud in places.
Quagsire. You got
What?
Gastrodon. It's just a snail.
Uh,
It's just a slug, actually. Yeah, you got a
well,
lot of chill water types. I feel like.
you got
well,
Gyarados.
Okay,
that's
well
so
Gyarados
chill.
would be illegal in every country, I assume,
Yeah,
Yeah.
due to its canonical
except in
destroying
battling.
cities,
Yeah. And
burning
actually
down villages.
yeah.
Tentacruel probably wouldn't be a good pet unless you had a
Interesting
dedicated room for it or something.
yeah.
Right.
I,
You
Interesting
I don't know.
thoughts.
interesting thoughts. We need some of those.
How does this affect real world animals? Like, are
That's a
they
good
just getting
question.
completely
They don't
wiped
exist.
out?
I
They don't
They're just
assume
exist.
getting completely
I assume with the exception of like bugs because there's too many bugs for them to ever go extinct. I would assume every other animal would just get hunted to death by the other Pokemon.
yeah.
Like every species of thing would just get wiped out.
Right.
Specifically by
It's just
like
like
Yveltal probably. It just goes around
Oh,
laser
yeah.
beaming all the cows.
Yeah, that's true.
or just
Or a
like the
Gigantamax
Pokemon
or
just
Beetle.
living their life but being incredibly dangerous in the wild. and
Well,
Yeah,
animals don't have weaponry.
yeah,
I guess because everything's adapted to their not being Pokemon.
right.
So
Well, but maybe if we assume, 'kay, it depends on how they're becoming real. Because if we just introduced infinity energy to the planet, the animals could just
oh,
turn into Pokemon.
they'd become their own.
Okay,
That's true.
the animals turn into Pokemon. Do the
They
plants turn into Pokemon?
Some of
Mm,
them probably would, yeah.
I mean, they'd turn into
Okay,
Like the
Pokemon
big
plants,
like
berries.
the big corpse ones would turn into Vileplume, I assume, probably.
The the
okay.
seaweed would turn into Delmise.
And they would have to find an anchor,
So,
like quick.
does this mean that people have to like eat Pokemon now? That like
They
That
always
is
did.
that
plants
is
and
always an
animals are
uncomfortable thought, yeah.
Yeah, because they're too sentient.
Because
They're just
even
like
if you go vegetarian, like there's not even like vegetarian stuff might not be vegan, you know?
yeah.
Because we got plant Pokemon.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to eat
yeah.
old Bulbasaur.
You wouldn't want to eat like an Appleton. I mean, you would, but
I
that was
would.
You wouldn't
I'd
want to eat
personally eat
little
one alive.
Slowpoke's tail.
someone might want to eat Slowpoke tail. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no,
You
that is
just
a
gotta
valid
check
point.
who you're buying it from though,
Yeah.
because I've heard there are some unreputable
Um.
sellers of that stuff going around.
There's sneaky people in the dark alleyways selling
Huh.
Slowpoke's tails.
Well, no. The joke is
Ghosts.
that in the Gen 2 games, you have to fight Team Rocket because they try to sell you a Slowpoke tail, and you're like, no, and then they fight you.
I'd buy it.
Like but it's like $1 million, and you can't carry $1 million.
I'd I'd buy it.
You can't buy it though. That's a limitation of the game.
No, but
That's a pretty
the
famous. That's a pretty famous method of limiting your progress that they use. They just make it cost more than you can afford, and you have to find some other way to get it.
it's famous.
Well, but like yeah, like they did that with the bike in Gen 1.
No, like world famous. Everybody knows the
World
strategy.
renowned. Every video game's
Oh,
doing that
yeah,
nowadays.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
It's getting really annoying, actually.
Um. So back to the types.
What about legendaries,
Bug.
actually?
I
Bug
think
is fine.
we
Like
said
Wait,
there's one of
bug is
each.
bug is fine, but yeah, but like okay, so you
Yeah.
can't just
it'd be
assume that
horrifying.
they have no effect on the ecosystem, right? Because there's still one of them. So like, Yveltal just exists then,
Yeah.
and we're just
Someone
Well,
fine.
gets
it's doing its
15.
some. It's like
And
doing
like
its cocoon thing or
and like
whatever it's doing,
Eternatus
right?
is just hanging out somewhere waiting to hatch.
Yeah.
And there,
Jirachi, I feel like.
Say it's in the heart of Mount Vesuvius. How about that? We'll just say it's lying there, and you don't mess with it.
but
Yeah.
it's gonna hatch
I guess.
eventually.
Yeah. The
But
issue is that like
no,
legendaries have
okay.
so much power that
That they
if
almost
someone was to obtain one, they just kind of win real life.
right. Like it feels like, assuming the
Yeah,
legendaries all stay wild, they would almost be like they would almost it'd be their responsibility to be responsible, you know? Unless
Yeah.
they're designed to be an
yeah.
antagonist to their game, I guess.
With great. Yeah,
But
it's
What's
their
up? What's up with
responsibility to be responsible.
what is up with that, by the way? Because Pokemon X, like you get Xerneas, and it's like so sad that he's killing this beautiful life thing. And then Pokemon Y, he's like, yeah, I'm like using the Grim Reaper, and he's here, and he's helping me, by the way, and we're both evil. Um, what? I
I guess
don't.
he just doesn't mind because that's what he's doing already, and he's
Well,
like,
I
"Hey,
think it's supposed
go
to be about
murder that
like the
thing."
balance of
Right?
life and death, where like it's both
Oh,
I guess, but it creates a pretty
good.
stark
Like
contrast
I
between the
don't think
games, because
Yabato's.
right.
Yeah,
they're not very well balanced. But anyways, what other legendaries are there? Mewtwo. I think we can
uh,
Oh yeah.
assume. I think we can assume Mewtwo never
yeah.
gets created, using the movies
Well,
Victini,
as a cautionary
oh,
tale to like,
yep,
hey, don't make Mewtwo. By the way,
yep. Victini, Jirachi, Celebi, some mythicals that
yeah,
just
okay, yeah,
completely.
baby
like I'm
mythicals basically
Georgia.
don't even exist in their own games. So what makes you think anyone would ever get to see them in real life?
It'd
That's
be like
fair.
a
I guess
it'd be a
maybe if you
Um,
were like a prolific diver, you could maybe see Manaphy in real life, but
Oh my God, wait, shiny hunting. What about that?
oh, that'd be
That
like
would be,
poaching. Would shiny hunting
yeah.
be illegal, or there'd be like shiny season?
We don't talk about the
Well,
Masuda
if you're
method.
catching Pokemon, I
We don't
think
talk
you
about the
can go
Masuda
out
method.
looking for a specific Pokemon to look for. Like,
Yeah, I guess, yeah, actually,
Yeah.
because typically when you're shiny hunting in games, it's not like you're killing all the Pokemon that aren't shinies. Most of the
Maybe
people
yeah,
you're
that,
you're
just
just
taking a
running
picture of
away.
one.
So
yeah.
you're like
So yeah,
annoying several
if you
Pokemon, but if
translate
you
that into real life, you walk up to a Pokemon, you go like, "Hey, are you shiny?" You kind of poke it a little bit, and then you just walk away from it because it's not shiny.
you look at it,
You
you
look at
don't
it,
poke it.
you kind of
Well,
like
no, you have to
stab
ask the
it.
Pokemon, hey, are you
You
shiny?
blast it with
That's how
And
it's
if
fire.
it's
being.
like a Gengar or another Pokemon, like a
Then
Garchomp
you
that just
poke it.
doesn't have a good shiny,
Poke the Garchomp.
then
Mouse hold.
sucks
Poke
for
the
you.
Garchomp.
You shiny hunted a bad shiny.
Poke the Garchomp.
Yes, poking a wild Garchomp is a very,
Poke the
very,
Garchomp.
very safe idea.
Do you think? Okay, so this is just like a hypothetical. I mean, this is all hypothetical. Do you think
Right.
our universe is the mega universe or the non-mega universe?
I'm gonna
The,
go with non-mega.
Right, because
the
obviously we
what?
haven't had
Just
Um,
the laser beam war.
oh,
But
yeah.
what
I
if
know all the lore.
they okay, so basically Eric, to fill you in,
Okay,
like 3,000 years before any of the games, there was
got
this
it.
guy and he was like, "Hey, there's like a war going on." And
Okay.
my Floette died and I would kind of like to have that
Oh
not
yeah,
happen. So he built this he built
I
this
know
like
him.
necromancy laser beam and
I
it
don't know
he
him.
brought
Built a
his
nuke.
he basically built a necromancy laser nuke, I guess more accurately. And
Okay.
he fired it, and it did bring his Floette back, but it also split the universe in half. And the other
Oh,
one got like a ton of extra energy, so they got Mega Stones and stuff.
Yeah.
oh,
Actually,
okay.
let's look at it like if we're able to choose any like generation that we want. Like, what if
It'd
the
be like
world was
modern gen.
just
It'd be like modern gen
yeah,
Nandex.
which is
Yeah, yeah.
which we've established is already creating a ton of problems. So what if it's just Gen 1 and
Lame,
no Mewtwo and no
lame,
Mew?
lame.
That's
Okay,
pretty lame.
but
What?
Yeah.
No
safer,
Mew?
maybe.
What? Like no truck? That's a joke. I will punch
No
anyone.
Arceus?
I will fight anyone who thinks it's under the truck. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have
Also,
Arceus.
like, wait, bringing up Arceus, are there going to be like, how
Yes.
Yeah.
many people who celebrate, like, the
Well, I feel
It'll be
like
religions that
Christianity.
exist today?
Okay, well, no, because hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Christianity wouldn't really change, though, would it? Because
Yes,
you've
it
got
would. Did
no.
Arceus die on a cross?
Well, it wouldn't have been Arceus because he is God. He's not the son of God. But they, I feel like it'd
It,
be so easy to adapt it so that it's
so who's
Arceus, Mew, and the creation guys. I guess are the Holy Spirit or something.
Oh yeah, I guess Mew would be worshipped, probably.
I'm thinking Mew is Jesus
Or Mew
in
is
this
Noah.
context. Oh,
okay?
true. Yeah, like Mew creates all the other Pokemon after Arceus is like, you know what, this one sucks actually.
Right.
Then he just like explode. Yeah, he wouldn't flood it. He would just blow up the planet. He could just do that.
He'd judge it. He'd look at it and then it would explode.
I was just thinking that. You got to stop reading my mind. It's not funny anymore. Anyways,
But also, like, yeah. What about all the people of the other religions that
yeah,
happen to have
they'd figure something out.
significant amounts of weaponry and military prowess?
Probably be something about Zekrom and Reshiram. On like the ways of
Yeah.
life.
They could figure out. Yeah,
Like using
they could figure
the ways
something
of
out.
life.
That one guy who worships Kyurem for no reason.
And
Oh yeah.
also, wait,
He feels
okay, so are Pokemon living in like the real world equivalent of their regions? So like there's just a
Yeah,
ton
I
of
would
Pokemon in
assume.
Japan.
Yeah, like a lot
Okay.
of Pokemon in Japan, like a ridiculously high concentration of them in Japan.
So
Or
then
Japan is
there's
just
then there's
really
some
big.
safe
Oh
havens where there's no Pokemon,
we just make
and
Japan
like
10 times bigger.
a lot of the southern continent and parts of the northern one.
Right. Well, like
Like
America,
there's not any
America would
Pokemon,
have like like
Unokens.
middle, like Eastern America would have a lot of Pokemon, and then like Western America would have some more, and then like middle it'd kind of thin out a little bit. You get some prairies maybe with
Yeah.
some prairie Pokemon, some
But
Tauros.
Yeah.
watch how
I'm
it
talking
evolves
about
out in your head probably.
like all Galarian Pokemon live in the UK, all Alolan
England.
Pokemon live in British.
British or sure British.
British.
And also, so Pokemon are real. Are like people from the Pokemon world. Just nothing about them.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
no, because of how we've
They'd be
established
segregated.
because of how we established the Pokemon came to be. Like there's nothing saying that you couldn't have the equivalent of those people. But
I think
like
they'd be discriminated against
Okay.
it's not like,
if they were
Pokemon
the
become
same.
real and Cynthia is just like, "Hey, I'm here now too, by the way."
But then there would be people who, I mean, presumably have more knowledge about Pokemon. Think about this. How many people of like the world's governments play Pokemon and would know what to do if this happened?
Well,
One.
we just
Probably like
assume
one.
that. Ooh, are we okay? Okay, we gotta backpedal a little bit. In what year does the Infinity Energy first get introduced? We assume it immediately turns all living things into their Pokemon equivalent, like all animals. But like, when does this
Okay.
happen though? Is it like prehistory?
Do
Are
my keys
they?
get turned into Klefki? Does my ice cream get turned into a vanillish?
No, because Vanillish isn't real ice cream. It's icicles.
Wait, so the icicles get turned into.
I
Wait,
guess
yeah, what are
like
the opposite?
particularly Vanillish shaped icicle formations.
Maybe they just appear.
All
Or
cells
something
get turned
evolves
into
into them.
duosions.
Jesus. Oh God,
Okay.
would they?
Or like Solosticises.
Dude,
That's a
could you
lot of
imagine? Could you
Colossus.
imagine your like
Colossi.
autoimmune system is just a Reuniclus and it just punches stuff?
I think if that was the case,
Ah,
the universe would fill up with Reuniclus.
Eh,
Reunicli.
yeah.
it probably would, yeah. No, but like they're
Um,
microscopic Reuniclus,
Cast
and they
form.
just go around and punch stuff. Okay, okay, you know what? Okay,
all
what
right.
if we unbackpedal?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what if we pedal forward?
If only there was an opposite of pedaling backwards. That'd be so convenient.
All right. Ice types presumably are already living in like the poles and Canada
And
and Russia.
yeah, Siberia. Siberia is
So
in
And
like
just
Russia.
in
already
random
they're
desert
just
places
in
for no
a
reason.
cold environment
Right.
where presumably not a lot of people live
I think if
because
you
Canada is fake anyways.
right, I think if you took them out of their cold environments, they'd probably start having like side effects, right? They'd get like fevers and stuff, I
Yeah.
assume.
They
So
get
Wait,
like
maybe ice
angry
types,
and make the world cold.
that aren't like, if they for some reason evolve from a non-ice type, like I think only Glaceon probably, and like Walrein,
Abominable.
Crabominable. So like with some exceptions, ice
Dugong.
types ice types just live
Dugong
in.
Cloister.
Well, okay, but their pre-evolutions live in cold areas too. So like ice types just live in the cold. Like you just
yeah.
can't do anything about that.
Wait,
Okay.
that that I guess the infinity energy would have to like tilt the Earth so that seasons don't happen. Because if you look at the games, you have areas that are just perpetually in like winter, and that's just where ice types live.
Have
Black
you
and white
been
has
to the
seasons.
poles?
Black and white
Oh,
has seasons.
Have you
I
been
don't
to
know.
the
You got like
the
Sirchester,
there-
right?
polar bears live in the like
The
North
poles.
Pole despite there being seasons in real life.
Well, yeah, because
They
those
don't
just
migrate.
don't get
Yeah, but
at
some places are
you know
just colder.
sun.
Yeah, if
I guess,
you can have like
but they
maybe the
still have
snowy
winters
places are just up
or
higher,
summers.
and so you just get colder all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I guess that would make a bit sense.
Yeah,
But like
Mount
in the
Everest always
summer,
has
All
snow
right.
on it.
the ice types, I guess they'd just be
Next we
harder to
get
get.
to, I think, an interesting type is ghost types.
Right. So like,
Because
would there be people who didn't believe in ghost type Pokemon? Because you think
Uh,
about it, I think we
hmm,
assume that ghost types aren't visible to everyone based on like certain events in the games and like the anime. It's done a pretty good job at establishing they can be invisible.
like specifically
yeah,
Gengar
has
line
it
type
specific?
is
Yeah,
one thing.
Yeah,
that line and like
and like I think there was like
the
the
ghost
Bayonet
Marowak.
can do that. It's like
Yeah,
the more
and
prevalent ghost types. So are
there's
we
also
to assume that their
yeah
existence would not be unanimously agreed upon? Like, would there be people who are like, "There's no way Gengar are actually real"?
yeah there's also a precedent
Yeah.
for dead Pokemon being ghosts, like the Marowak, and
Oh
not like
yeah.
fainted
Right.
but dead.
Oh God,
Well,
Spiritomb would be weird. That would be spooky.
and like there are multiple
Yeah, Spiritomb
Spiritomb
is just
canonically, except for in some games where there are canonically only one. But
yeah,
shut
there
up.
is at least like
Wait, actually,
108
I
times
think in
however
every
many
game,
people that have been bad.
I think in every Spiritomb, in every game the Spiritomb's been in, I don't think you can catch more than one actually. But yeah, they would just
I guess
be
it's just one.
yeah, they would just be like, hey, so
Why
you,
is
like,
why is Spiritomb not
you die,
mythical?
and then you see Spiritomb, and he's like, hey, you were kind of evil, by the way. Go to Ghost Hell, and then you go to Ghost Hell.
And if you're special, you get to be chosen to be in Spiritomb.
That is Ghost Hell.
Oh,
Especially evil, yeah.
Yeah. If you were super evil, you get to go in the shiny Spiritomb.
oh yeah. You
But
get to be
but,
blue
but
and
people
All right.
fear, like
pink.
people like there's like a cult around the shiny Spiritomb because it is terrifying. Like the implication of its existence is horrifying and apocalyptic. And so we're not gonna talk about it actually. Um, anything else? Anything else we could talk about?
For
We haven't
Um,
the
broken an
ghost
hour
type
yet.
or just rest. Um, I
Okay,
think just like
what about
even
Pokemon battles? Would there be like
Pokemon battles,
would each country have like an officially sanctioned like gym challenge?
I feel
I
like
guess I am.
the Pokemon having enough intelligence, like as they are portrayed, maybe they would need to like consent to being in battles
That
Well,
seems
yeah.
somehow.
fair.
A weird thing I've noticed in I guess all of the medias in the games and anime. Um, you always like find they always you get a Pokemon,
Right.
right? Just in the wild, just some random Pokemon, and then next thing you know, they're sending it out to fight, and they're just okay with it.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny, and that probably wouldn't be the case
which creates the
Right.
unless
implications that
Pokeballs just make them
either
still.
Pokeballs, yeah, make them like compliant to battle, or Pokemon just naturally want to battle.
Which I guess
And
they
both of those are
do.
bad.
Because
Yeah,
no, because if you like, if you walk up to a Pokemon in the games, the first thing they do is try to fight you. So
Yeah.
I guess we are to assume that they're naturally inclined to
instinct.
fight everything.
Either that or
So
run.
So let's talk
this
about that.
creates bad this creates problems
No,
in
it
which the
doesn't.
people get attacked by the Pokemon in the wild.
Eric,
And the
did you
Pokemon
actually
in the
post this
wild
stream by the way? Like, did you actually like post the link to it?
vastly overpower.
No,
I
I
literally asked you to,
I
dude.
was I was reloading the thing because I couldn't find it. It was taking a long time to appear. Sorry, I'll uh is it too late?
No, maybe I don't know. Owen, what were we saying? I didn't hear you. Over my talking.
Um just like scenarios where the Pokemon overpower the people, just by being in the wild and wanting to fight.
That could very well happen.
Yeah.
We've seen that they have no problem with fighting people. Then again, I'm not sure if Professor Oak is just supposed to be comic relief at this point, or
Birch?
if he actually is in danger constantly.
Birch?
No, Oak. Like in the anime, he'll be like, "Here's this strong Pokemon, and
Oh,
I'm gonna talk about it now," and then it like freaking like rips his guts out.
And Muck always
yeah.
trying to eat him,
Ah,
being
but Muck is cool though.
acid.
Muck is cool though.
Wait, is he acid? Is
Muck is
Muck
chill.
acid?
It's like
Muck is,
goop. I think it,
it's
it.
like
I don't think it's caustic. I just think it's you don't want to eat it though.
I think,
poison. It's not
okay.
venomous.
Poisonous goop.
Wait, no, venom has to get in your
So,
stomach, like in your blood.
It's
I
poisonous
think for the
goop.
few other, maybe just speeding through the types that we haven't talked about yet, fairy would be the same thing as psychic, where
Okay,
it's magic and
and just
therefore
to
too
get it out of the way,
powerful.
normal. None of those are going to be restricted at all, obviously.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. Unless,
maybe
I mean, they
some.
still could have, like, physical power that is too
Okay,
great.
Hyper Beam would fall
Like,
under
do
the
you want
Golurk
an
clause.
Ursaluna?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Ursaluna, I feel like
Snorlax.
would be
do you
treated
want,
as a. I feel like Ursaluna would be treated as a ground type. Like the
because that's
normal
a
type, we just disregard
really,
it. If they have a dual type, you treat them as their other type.
yeah.
And if they're pure normal,
Um,
they don't matter anyways.
so what about the, like, gimmick Pokemon? Smeargle,
Oh jeez.
Smeargle's fine. Smeargle's cool.
Ditto,
He's a bud. He's a fella.
Yeah, but
He's a
he,
giant.
stuff
but
like
like, but
that.
you don't know though. You'd have to be
You,
some form of like open team sheets regarding Smeargle, just so that like if you happen, you know how like if you get pulled over, you have to show them your license. You have to show the
yeah,
police. You have to be like, no, I can't drive this car, by the way. Like if someone, like if you get in trouble and you have a Smeargle, you have to have some way to prove that it's not running like, you know, spore fake out whatever. You know, self
yeah.
destruct v
Yeah.
create. Fire
Um,
pledge.
um, what
dark
other
types?
rock types?
Dark
They're
types, I feel like would be
they're dark
fine, but
types
they'd be banned in the gym challenge.
in the gym job.
Yeah, because their whole thing is being unfair and like cheating, and like
Oh,
all of their moves,
just like don't do that.
like
You wouldn't.
most
They
of their
wouldn't be allowed.
moves, like most of their most prevalent moves are like blatantly cheating. You know, oh great, like sucker punch, awesome, thanks for that. You know, foul play, and that one
Well,
speaks for itself.
that's just part of it. That's just the move.
Yeah,
You gotta use it strategically.
it is an
Yeah,
accepted of Pokemon
but
battling.
but in real life though, those using such moves would be blatantly cheating, and you would get in trouble for doing that because you would be straight
In
up
real
cheating.
life, if you poke to a fist fight with a flamethrower,
True. In real
Uh,
life, if you have a knife when you're brawling someone with no knife, that's
why would you
bad.
ban? Why would you ban moves and types of Pokemon in a Pokemon fight? That
Just only dark
how is that
types.
cheating? How is that cheating if
I
that's
Because
don't think
like
we
part
ban.
of the game? That's
because
part of
all of the dark types are like inherently evil, and like they do
that's
evil
just part of
I'd
things.
this.
agree
That'd
with
be part
that,
of the sport.
but
Yeah, but it's not. If okay. So if we assume Pokemon can die, okay, all right, it's
Right.
not part of the sport. If I'm fighting someone, if I'm fighting some Elite Four member, and their Obstagoon freaking like ruins my Pokemon's trachea and it can't speak anymore ever.
Well, that's a whole different problem. It
That's
isn't.
not
That's
part of the game. That's just using throat
that's
chop.
going overkill.
Obstagoon can
in
do
that
that.
case, ban every Pokemon because every Pokemon can kill a different Pokemon. If by that logic,
Yeah, but
if
but just don't though.
okay,
See,
so
this is why
they
ethics
they
discussions.
faint.
This is why no
They
one
still
likes ethics
faint.
discussions. It's because they always
Yeah.
turn into yelling about how you shouldn't be able to use throat chop. Like specifically, they turn into arguments about dark types. Specifically, every single time, without fail.
Okay.
Every
Um.
every ethics debate ever.
So
Anyways, moving on from dark types because clearly we can definitely agree on those
yeah,
guys.
dragon type.
Oh boy,
No,
those I feel like they all fall
do
under
need.
you do need a license for these, or just like
It,
don't because they're scary,
Or
and
if
no
it's a
one would want to.
pseudo, then like just don't use it.
Right. Well, yeah,
actually,
pseudo
Guja might be
legendaries
fine.
absolutely you need a license, and then
Guja,
just like
I guess still a license for him, but
the really strong dragons,
yeah.
like unless like their whole evolution line is just chill, like specifically Appleton, again mentioning him again, like
Oh
he'd
yeah,
be
definitely.
fine, but I feel like even Flapple, like he's kind of an angry dude, you know.
Yeah,
He's kind of a ferocious fella, if you will.
he just kind of flaps there menacingly.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like that, just like a SpongeBob reference.
Steel, I think, probably
Ooh.
same as rock, where it's just the material the Pokemon is made of,
Right.
and it's
And
like
like steel types don't even do
doesn't have
anything.
crazy
Be real. They don't. There's no steel type
skill.
moves. Come on. Quit lying to our
Iron
audience.
Head, Flash
Shh.
Cannon,
Shh.
Beam,
Shh.
Stone,
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Double Iron
Shut up.
Dagger,
Shut
Letter
up.
Found.
No. Stop. Stop talking.
How about ground
Gigaton
types?
Hammer,
What
Oh,
about
we already
ground
talked about
types?
ground types. I think we already talked about
We
ground types.
did kind of,
Stab
didn't we?
Earthquake.
Let's see. Flying. Those are just
We
birds.
kind of
Yeah,
Those are
discussed
just.
that
the ones
earlier.
that are just
I mean,
animals, so like flying, bug, like we already talked about ghost and dragon, those are the only animal ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, flying, they're fine. Case by case, obviously they could get restricted, but as a
yeah.
whole, they're chill. They're
Yeah.
birds.
Um,
Like
Fairy.
maybe you wouldn't be allowed to have a Pelipper with drizzle, but I mean that's just because it's in like the Geneva Convention says you can't change the weather on your
Yeah.
manually. So which is also like
Interesting.
that is real. You cannot like you're not allowed to alter the weather. It is a war crime. So would that mean that you're not allowed to have, sandstream, drought, drizzle, snow
Oh
warning?
wow.
No more
Um,
I guess
sand
no,
getting
no.
everywhere.
true.
Hmm.
But
That's
like
true.
but the ones
Sandstorm would
but
be.
about but the ones that the only thing they can do is do that though. Like does Tyranitar have a second ability? No, it has a hidden ability.
Yeah, it
He
has a
probably
hidden ability.
what
I
would
want
the
to say it's like intimidate. In ROM hacks, it gets intimidate,
well yeah, obviously everything
and
is
it's
intimidating
pretty
in Round Hacks.
intimidating.
It is pretty
I'm
intimidating
gonna look that
being
up.
a giant Godzilla-like
Yeah.
dinosaur creature.
Okay.
In the meantime, I think
Okay. Bulbapedia. Yeah, no, it only gets Sandstream. So like Tyranitar, you just can't do that. They are illegal to own.
Well, I mean, they would be normally,
Right. I
like
guess if you
100%.
have one with Unnerve, that would be legal.
What about Ultra Beasts? Would they just appear,
I feel
or
like
they just not
I
can
here?
we
feel like
just
mm,
not?
I don't know what I feel like. If Ultra
We
Beasts.
said hope.
Oh well, yeah. No, wait. The Infinity Energy only affects the Earth, so there'd have to be some pretty extreme circumstances for Ultra Beasts to crop up.
I
Yeah,
guess they're already in a different dimension.
Right. Although, yeah,
So
I
maybe
guess
the
and
Infinity
also
Energy
if
just connects the
that's
dimensions
what I was just
further. So
thinking.
if
Yeah,
we
if
were
they
to,
sense another Infinity Energy planet, they could just come from the Pokemon game universe and then be like, "Hi,
actually,
we're real now," just because we said so.
right?
that's an interesting point. Is like certain game mechanics. Like, does Dynamax exist?
Yes, but only in
Yeah, in
uh
gyms, like in
Britain.
Valor, right? Or I
Yeah.
guess those
The
gyms would probably
terrestrialization
be
exists
worldwide.
in Spain.
Right. Yeah, only in Spain, and like the oceans, like the Pacific Ocean, I think is where roughly the Blueberry Academy would be. Then
I
again,
thought it
I
was
don't.
near
We don't
Unova.
technically know that you can Terastallize in there yet because the DLC isn't out.
Yeah.
I thought it was near Unova.
Well, yeah, but the isn't the Pacific Ocean one of the ones next to America?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
Unova's in New York,
Yeah, it's
basically.
America.
Sure,
Well,
yeah,
okay,
I
but they
guess.
also have like Hollywood, so really it's
Oh,
mostly New York, but it's really just like America as a country. So yeah, we can assume the Blueberry Academy would be in some ocean somewhere, Pacific probably.
And
because
then
I
I
don't.
think
Ocean,
the final
ocean.
type that we haven't talked about or haven't
That's
glossed
definitely
over
not
because it's
true.
obvious.
Uh,
It
uh,
fairy.
Fairy.
I think fairies.
Okay,
I think they all have good intentions.
do they?
So like, well, okay,
There are
well,
definitely some evil fairy types.
most of them.
Not even mentioning Grimmsnarl. Like, I mean, Hatterene, it has
Bramble.
like huge anger
Oh,
issues.
okay, yeah, definitely,
Klefki
100%.
steals stuff for
Same.
fun, I assume. Mimikyu is okay. Mimikyu's just depressed,
And
actually.
make use a
Yeah,
wholesome.
no, it'd be a crime to make Mimikyu banned. Probably. Well, no, because you could like, th-
Oh yeah, Mawile is like a vicious. I looked up fairy type
oh
Pokemon,
yeah,
by the way. I am absolutely
Yeah.
cheating. Let's see.
Bramble.
Granbull. I mean, like pit bulls in real life
Was
aren't.
the
They aren't all evil, you know. Like only
yeah.
the ones that are
Oh,
like.
was was
moral
Hatena
would
the
be.
one where it's like if someone expresses a strong emotion near it, it will kill them or
That's
something?
Hatterene.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mr.
Morlo would be
Mime.
great for kidnapping.
Mr.
I
Mime
mean,
just
Gardevoir
exists
can.
now.
Yeah, Gardevoir can make black holes.
Okay, but that's out of good intentions though.
And it's also a psychic
Well,
type, anyways, so.
Right.
well, yeah, but it's also
Oh,
devastating.
the Loyal Three would exist. Well, I guess they are dead, regarding game events,
Yeah,
or barring specific game events. I was also thinking about Tinkaton though. Like they are just evil. They are thieves and they're murderers. Like they are just like they're like
but
textbook
well, just for
criminals.
Corviknight,
No, they
just for
also steal stuff from people and
oh,
they attack people who come back to defend their stuff.
hmm.
So they are literally like textbook criminals. Every jail would have a Tinkaton wing, where all the Tinkaton go. They
Would
have them.
eating food Pokemon be a crime? Like just going
Yes,
up and taking a bite out of an Alcremie?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, is eating pigs a crime?
Well, okay, but
It's like
pig.
going up and taking a bite out of a pig.
Okay, well, when you put it like that, it makes Eric look stupid. So actually, keep going. Yeah, actually, yeah. Um,
But how would you wait, if you kill an Alcremie, does it explode everywhere? Is it just made of wait,
it's made of like cream, right?
is it
There's
actually cream or is it just
there's
like
literally nothing implying it's not. I mean, Milcery is like literally a liquid. Like it has like liquid physics in its animations. But I think there's no implication that alchemy has like a solid body. So I think we just assume that it doesn't.
chop off its head? Would it wait, but then it doesn't have a brain in that case.
Well, I mean,
And
jellyfish don't have brains, and
I guess.
they still do
Well,
stuff.
yeah, but they're not sentient.
Yeah, well, jellyfish though.
Alchemy has.
Who knows if they're even from Earth?
Okay. Here's a
They're
little
not.
wholesome and fun topic we could go
That's a good.
over
That's a good
instead
idea.
of all this serious ethics.
Okay.
If um if Pokemon are replacing animals, then what about the like TV shows and movies and stuff that have animals? How would they go about with Pokemon instead?
No, they just so movies are just so like animals in media are just split between the pre-Pokemon era and the current era. So anything
Right.
so like if you watch like an old movie, it'll have like dated references and stuff and you'd be like, I don't know what that I don't get the joke. Why did the audience laugh at that? So you'll be watching like Scooby Doo and you're like, "Oh, huh, this is one of those episodes before he was a Boltund. That's kind of crazy." You know?
Got
This is
Crazy.
when he was
yeah.
a brown dog.
Jurassic Park but with normal animals.
Oh, dude, Jurassic Park would be insane. They'd have like mega Aerodactyl and stuff. Dude, the new Jurassic Worlds would go so hard.
Yeah.
I
How do you
also
think
I don't like the
science is?
I don't like the implication that
Yeah,
Mr.
just
Mime would
go.
exist.
Don't think about
That was it.
that.
That was all I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Let's just say he was super nice. All
All
right.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
It
don't care
what are
if
the
any of us are
positive
was it
xenophobic. So,
what are the positive contributions that Pokemon can make to like science and exploration and stuff?
oh,
Like
definitely
you
a
get
lot.
you get an
I mean,
Alakazam on the science teams,
you get
and it
Electrode
cures
True.
cancer,
on
right?
the
You get
Spartan
a dude.
team.
You get like a Metagross and an Alakazam working together. You got every problem solved.
Oh my
Literally,
God.
Throw it all those poison
Alakazam,
types that
like
are
Alakazam comes up with the ideas, and then Metagross does the calculations in like a 2 billionth of a second. You know.
yeah, and it's just like Metagross is like stab Meteor Mash on
Right.
an Alakazam that is Terra Water 42%.
Well, no, because Metagross is a supercomputer. You did know that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm making a
It's like
reference to
four
the
whole
supercomputer
brains.
from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Oh yeah, yeah,
Galaxy,
yeah.
where
Okay, 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 yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
but like making it a Pokemon calculation.
Those darn
Um,
Terra waters.
so back to poison types, which I think is a problem. The world is now like super polluted, and I don't think just like Galarian Weezings are gonna be
Okay,
able
I
to
think.
stop that.
I thought you meant like just because poison types exist. So first of all, just to clear this up, the poison types that emit poisonous stuff that doesn't count as pollution because they're supposed to do that, and so the world would adapt around them doing that. You know, like wheezing,
Yeah.
like normal wheezing wouldn't contribute much to pollution because there would be things that need wheezing to exist. But yeah, about what we're doing though. I mean, I guess yeah, we can't just have Suicune and the Weezings do all the work. We would have to like actually, we'd have to make some changes.
And Alolan Muck.
Yeah.
Oh God, what about Alolan
And
Muck? Wait, what about Alolan Muck?
He helps with
Oh, he
pollution too.
does. He does help with pollution, doesn't he? Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He eats
Jeez.
trash.
It's
um
actually really funny to think about.
so what about the future of like the Pokemon video game franchise or just the Pokemon media as a whole?
I
Does
guess
that keep going,
they,
but as like Natural Geographic?
yeah, they would become more like, yeah, you have like horse racing video games. You have like video games where you do stuff with animals that are in real life, but it's like dangerous. So
Yeah,
like the Pokemon battling would be like, oh yeah, this is just like I did on my video game device. You know,
yeah, it's like
I
um
saw this
there's
this
like
one I saw
sports video
I
games.
saw this one comic where it was like yeah, it's like yeah. Meanwhile, in the Pokemon world, yeah, and like Red like takes a break beneath this tree, pulls out his Game Boy, and he's playing like horse. Gotta see him.
Love him. Horse is
Yeah.
great, personally.
Um
Alright. Random Pokemon generator. Go. Help. Um, um,
What was
no.
it? What did you generate? What did you generate?
Okay, I'll do. Oh, I have it set to fairy because we were talking about that. One Pokemon.
Jeez.
Go.
What'd you generate?
Breloom.
Breloom.
Breloom,
Okay,
it's a
Breloom
grass type.
fights things.
Spores, no.
Breloom
Yeah.
fights things too.
I
So
guess
they
I
would be like they'd be predators definitely.
yeah. Should
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
should we just say whether or not they'd be like banned or what regulations they'd have?
like predator or
Yeah.
prey. How would a predator prey dynamic work? By the way, if you're like a big, let's say you're like a lantern, right? And you go around hunting fish probably I assume lantern
Right.
hunt fish because you've got the super effective moves and stuff, you know. But like, what
Yeah.
do you do about like a Whiscash then? Because like
Use water moves,
it doesn't take
and they're
electric
neutral.
damage then. Water moves aren't gonna do anything. You're already in the water. If you try to
Yeah, and
use
I guess
like
in the real world,
if you try to use you gotta apply
just
real water physics. If you try to use surf, it's gonna do nothing. If you try to use like maybe bubble beam would be the most your best bet since that's already like air pockets. Water moves just
yeah,
wouldn't work underwater.
yeah, the water the water of the water is the resistance, I guess.
Right, but so then
The
what do you,
water.
so like you can't be like the prey Pokemon aren't
That
predators
Whiscash
to
lived
every
in like
other Pokemon.
rivers.
Like mice, everything eats mice. If it can get a hold of a mouse, it'll eat it. You know, like if you're a predator and you find a mouse, you're
Yeah.
going to eat that. But there'd be like
If you find a mice,
complex
you get yeah.
there'd be complex predator prey dynamics because of type
So
matchups.
Yeah.
then that probably makes it more interesting. Everything is maybe more balanced.
Right.
And all the Pokemon would have their own like battle strategies naturally. They'd come up with it to
Right.
battle
You know,
different
like more like
kinds of
agility
Pokemon.
or, going, just like going all out, just attacking it.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And then you've got the ghosts, which are just fighting each other with super effective moves in the afterlife,
True,
and we
yeah.
can't see them.
Yeah, yeah,
Dang.
yeah. Yeah. The spirit realm. Okay, yeah. Roll another Pokemon. We got to talk about this.
Okay,
We
here.
got to
I'll
talk about
roll a
this.
Pokemon. Eldegoss.
No. No one cares.
Spinda.
No one cares about Eldegoss. Spinda?
He hangs out in bars.
Oh, jeez. I feel like Spinda should be prey, but what? But he's like
Yeah.
not that small though,
Yeah.
and like
He'll definitely not be
he's
banned.
pretty good at
But
fighting. So what would
if
even
he
It's
want to hunt?
60.
I
It's
feel like
60 on every stat. That's not that good.
he's not terrible though. I feel like he'd be an herbivore that nothing really bothers trying to eat, unless you're like a really big thing.
Yeah.
If you're like a whole Charizard, you could probably eat a Spinda.
Yeah. Um, I rolled one. Woo.
Oh, Cricketune? Easy prey.
yeah,
They're
Yeah.
literally bugs. They're literally crickets.
yeah. Well,
Cool.
in terms of bugs though, they probably do eat a couple other bugs.
That is true because they are big crickets now.
All right.
Oh God, would oh
Go.
you? I know you mentioned bug types a while ago, like briefly. You made like a comment about them. Would they be
Yeah.
disgustingly like awful in real life?
Because they're big.
Yeah.
Cause like Ariados and Beedrill are both like 4 feet tall.
Um,
No, and they come in
I
swarms
feel
too.
like if a bug is that big, it kind of, in my mind, it would feel more just like another animal. Whereas
Right.
if you've got a bug that is like slightly bigger than a tiny
As
bug,
opposed to like a
but
little
not
gross thing.
big.
It's a big
Like
scary thing. Like
if you've
Joltik would
got a
still be gross.
small scary thing versus a tiny scary thing, the small scary thing is still able to get places, but it's like
Right. Okay. So like
if you've got
Joltik.
a bug the same size as a bird, it's basically gonna perform the same functions as a bird.
So Joltik is still gross, but most of the bugs are just big scary things instead of small gross things. Is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
like other Pokemon.
Right. Like how other things are big and scary.
Yeah. My next one was Garbodor.
Oh, Garbodor. That feels like.
Garbodor?
That's definitely banned.
Oh yeah,
100%.
absolutely. It like spews sludge and stuff. I think it would be. It would eat toxins, wouldn't it? And like what kind of creature would want to eat? Like what would even willingly eat a Garbodor? Like that's the kind of thing you eat if you are
Yeah, that's
literally
true.
starving, and even then it might just kill you faster. It probably would. It would. You would not eat a Garbodor.
Yeah. Torterra.
Oh, Torterra. They feel like
Yeah.
they would like Turtwig and Groddle would be like fairly active little turtle dudes. And then when they evolve into Torterra, they like dig themselves into the ground and just let the tree like do all the living for it. You know, they just like hibernate forever or something.
Yeah.
And it's a starter,
Okay.
so it'll probably be chill. Xcloud.
Ooh.
Xploud, it could be a problem. I don't see it getting banned, but it could be a little problematic if you're one of those.
No,
If you're a little
I
punk.
It's
think it
gonna
gets
have
banned.
to not be able to use like boom burst or hyper voice just for like
Yeah.
noise pollution
Right.
or like
Oh,
And
being
like
too loud.
it's a license.
yeah, that would fall under the Golurk clause. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Dracovish.
Dracovish
Don't
wouldn't
use
even
vicious rend.
exist. Like it should be illegal to have those four exist, honestly, because their whole life is just wrong. And like PETA would make ad campaigns to stop the existence of Dracovish and co.
PETA is basically Team Plasma,
But
which is a comparison people have made before,
but
but
like potentially less evil, maybe.
uh, well, Team Plasma outside of Getsis is like actual
Oh,
evil stuff.
Plasma.
Is just
I was thinking Galactic. I don't know why I was
Yeah.
thinking Galactic, but I was.
yeah, those two get confused a lot for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I could just never tell them apart.
It's because they're both inferior to the best evil team, Team Flare,
Magma!
and the second best one, Team
Magma!
Yell,
Aether Foundation, baby!
and the third best, Team Aqua.
Team Aqua's ridiculous, dude. Like,
Team
what's
Magma.
their motivation even? Like Team Magma, they're trying to like better humanity, but what? But what does Team
Aqua's
Aqua
trying
even
to
want?
better fish.
Why would they want to better fish? What did fish do for them?
And I guess it's like life comes from the oceans, even though that's
I
kind of
guess
like weird.
it does.
Well,
It
no, they're all
technically
in
does though.
they're all insane, and then dictatorship. That's how that happened.
What would a real life evil team be trying to accomplish? So you have Pokemon in real life. Would they just be
They're
trying?
terrorists.
They would just trying to
The
overthrow the
mafia.
government, wouldn't they?
Team Rocket seems like something
Yeah.
that might
Team Rocket
actually.
feels the most realistic, or some
Yeah.
new one that just wants to overthrow the United States government
Team
and take
Yell,
over
which
the
is
U.S.
just a toxic fan base. They got their hands on Pokemon.
Best evil team, not gonna lie.
No,
I'm kidding. That's
honestly,
funny though.
I feel like my favorite evil team is probably Aether Paradise. Actually,
Yeah, yeah.
it's probably just because Sun was my first game, but also like I really liked how they did. And also, did play it when I was like 10. It's maybe not the best one in regarding storytelling, maybe not the most credible source, but I liked how they did the Aether Paradise though. Maybe I'm in the
Yeah.
wrong for that though.
Yeah. I wish I got not Ultra.
Am I the asshole for liking the Aether Paradise bot in Pokemon Sun and Moon?
True.
The Reddit reference.
I'm aware.
Alright, new
Ooh.
Pokemon.
Is Eric?
New Pokemon.
Togetic.
New Pokemon.
Oh, Togetic. Like
Togetic and Slime.
you just wouldn't see them ever, because they
Right,
they only like to be around like pure-hearted people. So you just wouldn't see them very much.
If you have a Togetic, then that's just a sign that
Then
you're
you're
a
cool.
cool
You're cool.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Togetic basically acts as a license in itself. You know.
Fettle
Right.
L.
Bro, my cat is snoring. She sounds so ridiculous. Like,
Oh.
Interesting Pokemon.
She honestly does. Yeah. She does. She's going. Yeah. She's doing the meme snore sound.
That's crazy. A tiny little cat
Right.
going on.
No, don't dox my cat. Dude, they don't have to know how small my cat is. What the hell?
Wobbuffet.
His cat is 5 feet tall.
It is,
Actually,
yeah. Yeah. It
wait.
totally is.
Okay, so Diglets can burrow places, and then if you encounter a Diglet, you can't run away.
Oh
And
Hell
crap.
the
for
same thing for
infrastructure.
Dugtrios.
Yeah,
And they're
those have to be
incredibly
like
fast, so
outlawed.
they can run after you. I'm not
Well, Dig have
worried
to.
about
No,
like
I
trainers
feel
having
like
them.
I feel like
Obviously, they'd be outlawed.
Diglett and Doug Trio, they probably just they probably
For
make
pets.
they like trap you in a pit or something.
Oh God,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
They're
kind
I'm
of
definitely
talking about the
pests.
wild
well,
ones.
especially since you can kind of normalize arena trap by Trapinch also having it, and the way it hunts is that it traps things in pits. So I think probably Diglett and Doug Trio do also that.
Right.
Yeah,
It just makes sense. They just dig hole and then leave it there, or like
I'd say
pop
it's an
up
issue because if you're trying to not disturb a Pokemon and it just comes digging in your house because it's like 120 base speed.
Jesus.
I just got Spinda again. How does that?
Magic.
I got Spinda too
What?
at some point.
Huh? Oh. They meant like
Um,
right now.
No, we already talked about that. Uh, Galarian Ponyta.
That's just a horse.
Well,
That's just a horse.
that's a unicorn.
It's arguably more normal than normal Ponyta. Like, Rapidash is essentially just a horse at this point.
Oh, that's true.
But
Yeah, no,
like,
but it's
but
magical.
like Cantonian Rapidash could be a bit
That's
problematic. But I think it doesn't like if you like ride on it, it doesn't burn you somehow. Like if you're cool with it, like it'll be like okay, you
great.
cannot. I won't incinerate you for now.
all right.
Unless you yell at me,
Right.
I'll mimic you.
My issue is I don't know what makes an interesting conversation.
Talk. Keep talking.
With
Don't ever
Pokemon.
stop talking.
All right. Yeah. So
Maybe stop talking a
well, you
little bit.
see,
Don't sound like you're struggling. That's why we have three people here to fill
Yeah.
in the space.
Except for just then. No one filled that space.
Wait, stop talking. Wait,
actually,
stop.
so wait, would Meowth, like,
I feel like
ignoring the whole anime thing of it talking,
which
but like just
only the one Meowth
Payday,
can do. I feel like
I guess.
like,
Yeah.
Meowth would be like raccoons in real life. Like they're just kind of a they're kind of a pest a little bit.
yeah, but like if you own
Right.
one, then you get Payday, and that's kind
Oh,
of a get
That would
rich
be counterfeit
cheat
though.
code.
you'd have to.
Like if
Yeah,
they'd have to like yeah. I mean obviously if the payday spawns more amulet coins, that'd be a pretty obvious sign that you used payday to get it. But if it spawns like golden dollars and stuff, they could just check for infinity energy on money. Then
Oh yeah.
if it's like all
sure,
infinity energy, they're like no, don't do that.
Right.
yeah.
Or just like don't
Um,
have the money the same as the payday
Right.
coins.
Yeah. I mean that's the most easy answer is that because of how it looks in the games, it would just spawn amulet coins in real life, which would be pretty obviously counterfeit because
Right.
no one uses those
Imagine
as currency.
imagine pulling up to a bank and being like, "Here, this
I'd
is
like
my real
yeah,
money."
I'd like to deposit $200,000 and you give them like 5 meowths. They're like, "Hang on."
Wait a minute, this is a cat.
so are we moving? Let's see. We have Pokemon coming into real world. Do Pokemon centers and like Pokemon Marts and stuff
Well, we'd have to make those.
Okay, well,
exist now?
Pokemarts are
Okay.
just that's just a store. I feel like
Yeah, it's just your local Circle K
Pokemon
for
centers
anything.
would
Like
begin existing though, I feel like we would start building
yeah,
those.
Yeah.
certain like I mean certain items like a paralysis heal instantly cures paralysis. There's probably like
That's just a
several.
muscle stimulant. That's just steroids.
Okay,
Wait, but that would
but
mean it would work for real people if that's used for
yeah,
Infinity. Whoa, that would actually be really beneficial. That's one benefit.
Yeah,
That's a benefit to science. The
there's
existence
like
of medicine.
So
existence of
so
good medicine
to equal out the
revives.
incredibly destructive creatures being introduced to our world,
We
we
now
get
have
to
more steroids. Better
oh yeah.
steroids. Also,
Well, you can
But
revives
like
are
some of them are
literally
good.
revives are
Like
just
you,
smelling salts. Like you kind of like, yeah, 'cause they're like a crystal. You kind of like put them on the Pokemon, and they're like, oh, oh jeez, oh jeez, and they wake up, and they're like all startled,
yeah,
because you just woke them up. As
yeah.
opposed uh as opposed to awakening, which is just steroids. It's a brain stimulant. It's brain steroids. LSD? Probably not.
Um, here's an interesting idea. Do you think something like a Zoroark or a Ditto would be able to infiltrate human society and get in a position of power?
Ooh. Okay, so
Oh wow.
the thing is, there was a movie about Zoroark for some reason. I think it was like before they released Gen 5. So like, hey, look at this cool new
Okay.
Pokemon that we're going to be adding. But it could turn into a person, but then it couldn't talk. And
Uh
Ditto,
yeah, that's
I don't think would be able to do that at all. Like, it wouldn't be able to turn into a
Yeah,
person, I would imagine.
I'm just imagining
it would
the
have those funny little
presidential
eyes.
Right, it would have
like
the funny
the
little face.
people I'm imagining the different people running for president all doing their introduction speeches
You
or
know,
whatever.
and then and
And
then
then and then one comes up and it just goes, Ditto.
right. It like points to a screen with some some very poorly written sentences, and it's like ditto.
I agree with the person who last hit the button.
True. Yeah, and then as for Zoroark, you know, you get like, you're like, you're like a, you're like a cashier, right? And someone comes in and they buy like a conspicuous amount of they buy like a bunch of like Lay's chips or something. I don't know. And then you're
Right.
like,
Okay.
that'll be $50, $100, and they just like look at you. They don't say anything. And
Okay.
they don't get any money because they don't have money because
Well,
they don't know what money is. Well, no, Zoroarks are smart actually. No, they
well, there
would
could just
know.
be a mute person. Or I guess they'd oh,
All
they
right.
just learn sign language and say they're mute.
Oh, they totally would because they are smart.
Yeah, but I don't know if a
As
mute
Okay.
person could become president.
as one of the benefits of being a dark type, I feel like a lot of dark types are smart,
Yeah, for their trickeries.
but like cunningly smart.
Yes.
Oh, geez, we're going on an hour
Okay.
and a half at this point.
Yeah.
We're
We
really
should, yeah,
talking.
we could end it soon.
We
But
could
All
we
right.
could
smart.
start wrapping this
What?
up now.
Wait, I gotta
So
promise something. Well, actually, not
this
at
is
the
good.
very end. That'll be the last thing. Go ahead.
People with the existence of Pokemon. This means there's likely Pokemon furries. So what type of
Oh God.
Pokemon do you think Adam is?
I mean, I want to say Meowstic, but I feel like too easy of an
Do
answer.
Meowscarada?
Oh,
Is that
Meowscarada is
one
a
of them?
spicy one. I don't
Or
know why I
blue
said that.
cat Pokemon?
That's not something I need on the internet.
It's fine. Let's keep that.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
gonna keep it,
cat
obviously. I didn't need to say it
Pokemon.
though. Well, maybe
Delcatty?
I feel like that's
Yeah,
a little.
No,
Meowstic seems cool.
no, he's like a. Wait, are there any
Shinx.
blue
I mean, Meowstic is blue. I
or like
could see
pastel?
Meowscarada, honestly. Or
Or
like,
maybe just Sprigatito.
are there any other like
Is he
feline?
Weed Cat? Is he Weed Cat?
He is not
Is he
holy
just
freaking Bingle.
what?
He's not Weed Cat.
I'm gonna pretend like I know what that is.
It's this
A
gif.
holy
It's this
Bingle
tenor
gift.
gif of someone with a Sprigatito plush, and it's captioned "Holy freaking Bingle."
All right, love it. Um,
Um,
there any blue cat Pokemon?
Meowstic.
yeah, Meowstic. And
I
like
guess
That
yeah.
feels like
Shinx,
that feels like
Luxio,
too easy of an
Luxray.
answer though. I think I like Masquerada.
Oh, and he's a nerd, so it's psychic type.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Meowstic is good actually then.
We can't go against that.
Let's move
Well, now that
on.
we've
We're
mentioned
talking
Adam,
about
we might have
someone
to
that
have him as a
there's
guest.
a
Oh
potential
God,
that
could
people
we?
who don't know
Oh yeah, we should probably cut that whole thing out.
us are watching this video. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Eric, I'm gonna make you do that, by the way.
No.
Just like
All
cut this,
right.
just
Do we
like
want to
cut this whole episode
just
out.
get like
Actually,
an easy little like 3, 2, 1? Okay, we're back.
what if we don't cut it
Thing.
out?
Get off or something.
Well, we could seamlessly cut it because there's no animation on the screen.
That's very true.
Okay.
You just go from like the last point no one was talking when we start talking about that to the next point no one's talking when we're done talking about it.
But we're including this part, so people will have no idea what we're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. True. So they'll have no clue
Yeah,
what
we're
we actually cut
including
out.
this, but nobody knows that we just
That we just talked about something that we probably shouldn't have talked about.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually
They'll have to
leaked
theorize.
Who's
Tell us in
wait
the comments
wait who's the
what you
viewer?
think we were talking about.
Wait who's watching the stream right now?
Is it
me. I'm watching.
It's you. Okay. You jump scare.
who knows? Eric jump scare.
Literally me.
So
Yeah. This was certainly a discussion.
Yeah.
this was good.
Any
I-
closing
I
remarks?
guess
Any
let's
closing
just say
thoughts, Owen?
overall,
Thank you for being here.
would you guys prefer if this was the real world or not?
No.
I would say
Please
very
no.
much against.
Yeah, that would be really difficult to
It'd be too complicated.
change. Yeah.
They'd have to
I
spend
think
like
everybody would have to become a nerd.
they'd have to spend
really.
like at least an hour and 26 minutes in Congress discussing how to go about that whole thing.
Yeah, and
Is
people would
this a
die in the
reference?
process.
It's a reference to how long we've been going for.
It'd
Oh.
probably end in end in humanity or end humanity.
It would probably, yeah. You know there'd be
You
some group of hooligans who tried to, hatch Eternatus or wake up Eveltal.
Yeah,
Just bring some world-ending
money.
catastrophe.
It'd be for money.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's what Rose did.
No, he technically had good intentions. He had like incredibly misplaced good intentions.
He's just really stupid.
Now you know at some point Team Rocket's gonna
Alright.
become real. And they're just gonna make Mewtwo anyways, and it's gonna destroy everyone.
So,
Anyways, on that note, on that
terms-
high note, were you gonna say something? Are we done? Are we not done?
yeah.
We're done.
The final thing. So when I got called on here to talk about Pokemon ethics, I primarily play the video games,
He does.
and so the ethics of the Pokemon that I play is that Pokemon are tools and you use them to accomplish goals and you sacrifice them if you need to, and they
Now, the
don't have
vegans are
feelings.
against that.
Dude, get. God, I never should have brought a Plasma affiliate on here, honestly. Galactic affiliate. God damn it. I might just end the stream right now.
What?
I might no. What if I just end the stream and then you cut out the end so it just ends on me going God damn it. That'd be funny, right? That'd be funny.
What if you cut
I
it
don't
out
wanna edit it.
right?
No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, by the way. All right. If you have nothing else to say, then you can just head out. And me and Eric will wrap up.
Oh,
Yeah, thank
just
you
like
for
leave the.
getting on here.
Yeah, thanks for being here, though. You've been cool.
You've been.
No, you've been
cool.
horrible, actually.
Stop being a communist, maybe. Get out of here. You galactic commie.
I see how it is.
You gonna?
Are you gonna leave? Okay.
He left. Awesome.
Well, that was
Well,
certainly a thing.
That was fun.
It was. I like
That
that.
went well.
I like that.
I think that went well.
This is almost like
Well, I
an
guess-
uncomfortably long episode, honestly. I don't
I
know
guess
if we
it's time. for
want
me
to
to-
cut anything out. It could just be our
Yeah.
longest episode
Yeah.
yet.
What are the chances that somebody actually sees the part that we said we were gonna cut out?
I mean, if you actually cut it out, then no one will, because
I guess we can just wait. We just mentioned. I'll
you can just cut it out.
talk to you later. Not right now. Um, yeah. I guess I should promise something.
You should. I make it quick, because
Right.
I am gonna
Did
end
did
stream
we
if we hit
did
an
did
hour
we have
30.
any plans? I feel like we had some plans
I
for
don't think
next
so.
week.
You've got 10 seconds to come up with something,
We had
so
some
do it
ideas.
quickly.
Um, uh, gays.
Really? I mean, okay, I guess. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, yeah. So that has been one heck of a gay. I mean, one hell of a gay day.
Time episode.
That's been a whale of a time.
That's sure
having
been
you
a
and
whale
Owen
of a
on here.
buy. I mean,
That has sure been a whale. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream now. Bye. Have a good day. Not
have
you,
a good.
not you, Eric.